Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up of the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up of the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up. The people.
How old are you?
I'm 28, sir.
And where do you live?
In Kitty.
You own your own home?
Not as yet.
Apply for a house lot?
Not yet.
Well, sit down. You're not participating on the enhancement of your own life.
Yeah, my name is Jasniti Kaldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta give about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and
a weekend man, a monthly man, a katit. Good night to all of you. How are you doing? My name is Mark Benshop. This is the Calm and Down Show. This is the show where you just sit back, you relax. If you have a cup of, well, some of you wouldn't drink coffee at this time of the night, right? But I don't know. I'm just, as you guys know, I was into Red Bull, and then when I was in Guyana, it was XL. Then in the US, it's Red Bull. And I've stopped drinking Red Bull and XL. Well, I've stopped XL for so many years. Red Bull, I stopped over a year now. Not a sip of Red Bull since. And I've substituted it with coffee. And some of you, if you think it's a bit too much, you can pray for me. There's a morning program we have on with Pastor Apostle Greenwich and his beautiful wife. You guys can join that program in the morning. I think they come on at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and pray for me so I can probably stop being addicted to this coffee. Good night and welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benshop. So much happening. Lots and lots of things around the world. Lots of things in Guyana. Lots of corruption. Lots of scratch and cat fighting and scratching up of those overnight titans, those overnight rich guys. You know, they're now hurting. Their feelings are hurt. Their bumps are hurt. And they're scratching each other. Some over the river, some this side, some that side, some all over. And they're scratching and they're scratching and they're scratching. And in the midst of scratching, they're just pushing their hands in their pocket and they're pulling out. Sorry, not much to pull out, right? But they're pulling out and they're throwing money here, they're throwing money there, and people are scattering and they're grabbing and they're all, and they're up on this side, they're up on that side. And not everybody's just grabbing the money and so forth. And then they're driving through ghettos with big fancy cars and all manner of things. And the poor man out there, whenever they buy a little small kimchi kind of car, they got to pay $4 or $5 million taxes in cars. And then these overnight people just pop up. They just pop up just like that. And guess what? They just pop up just like that. And most of them, they don't even pay GRA taxes, and there's so much that I want to talk tonight, but I want to read some of your comments and let's deal with positive energy, please. Maybe I should rename this show the Positive Energy Show. I don't want to hear no scratch fight, who's scratching this, who set who up, who this, who up. All of these were eating from one karahi. One karahi, and all of a sudden the karahi spill over. Curry here, curry there. Nobody gonna stain me up with their curry, and me helping nobody clean up their curry. Because when all of them were eating their curry and thinking and they chatted their finger here and there, they didn't care about poor people. They didn't care about Guyana. They didn't care about anything. They just care about rolling through people's communities, buying up their lands, stealing their lands, all manner of things. And suddenly, good night. Forget about it suddenly. Good night to all of you. Karen, how you doing? Iris, how you doing? Michelle Joseph, Bantu King, Candy, Nalini, Chanel, Griffith, Thomasina, Ben. I notice the other Ben dropped out of this program. What's his name again? Sean Anthony Ben. He dropped out. He no longer comes on. He peeps and he gone his way, and so forth and so on. Box Hill, how are you? Oh, good night. Box Hill is watching us. Carlisle, Madhu, sorry. How are you guys doing? What should we talk about tonight? Because I almost didn't. I was on the highway and I was like, gosh, if I don't make it for this show, a lot of you bums gonna raise and all manner of things. Your bums gonna raise and you guys will get all upset and so forth. And I don't want you guys to get upset. That is why I hurriedly got to the studio. And I want to listen to you guys because elections is around the corner in Guyana. And in the U.S., we have midterm elections next year. I don't know. Y'all want to talk about elections over here? Y'all want to talk what's going on in Antigua, Barbuda? Y'all want to talk about what's happening in Guyana? Or y'all just want us to sit back and just don't say anything? You sip your coffee, I sip my coffee. We just have a coffee night, right, Kim Walker? Right, Corinne Day? Carl Miller? Right, Francine Cruz? By the way, someone messaged me and complaining about Francine Cruz and bingo, people bingo money and stuff. Look, the person is watching this show right now. I'm not into who went to bingo and stole people's bingo money. And please let us not go that route. We deal with a different kind of energy here. If that particular individual who's watching got a personal vibe with Francine and stealing bingo money, that's y'all business. This is not a forum for personal war. We do not deal with personal war on this program. We deal with real issues, real political issues. So, all right. So now that I get that out of the way, what's happening? Biometrics and the importance. And mind you, if we are not focused on the elections in Guyana, and some of you on this program as well, and you have that right. Y'all dancing here, dancing. Every time there's a tinning cup somewhere, all you're dancing here, dancing there, dancing here, dancing there. Bantu King, we do not deal with personal war with those people and this so-called newspaper online. It is just for personal war. That is what those people do. That is what they're about. So why should I come here for 1 hour and run up my blood pressure over individuals who were just the other day buying up land? They were doing this. They weren't drinking coffee. They were drinking Henny and all kind of things and covering up crimes and doing all manner of things. And I, Mark Anthony Benshop, must use up my energy to deal with them and their personal war. Me? Me? You got to be kidding me. Good night to all of you guys. We have better things to talk about. Let's talk about GCOM. How many of you are using up your energy to talk about GCOM? How many of you are using up your energy to say you're going in front of GCOM to protest? How many of you are using up your energy to protest on social media and let GCOM and Claudette Singh know that enough is enough? Stay focused, guys. But some of you using up your energy, running helter-skelter, this body, some news, somewhere Guyana news, something, and who must boycott who, and who must buy. Guys, sit back for a moment. Rajan Bim, good night. Sit back for a moment and understand what I'm telling all you. Right? Understand what I'm telling all you. All you, do not be distracted. I'm going to repeat again. All you, do not be distracted. The minute you're distracted, this like once on the quarantine, I was riding a bike. Borrow somebody's bike in the village, maybe one of the Pistano guys, maybe the Bagats or the Ben or the Matheson or the Dripals and so forth. I borrow somebody's bike or Hashuk bike. And I'm riding up, going up to Wellington Park side. A lot of you don't know Wellington Park, but whenever y'all on the quarantine, stop at Philippi Village. Maybe they should rename that village Ben Shop or Mark. I just love that little village so much. Never been so in love in my life as I am with that little village. Anyway, sorry, not want to get carried away because we're going to burn our energy up on good things, right? Positive things. And so here is what happened. I'm riding this bike, and I saw one of the village girls. You know, in the village girls, we all have plans and things. For them, they had plans for us. And so I'm riding this big Ben, and I saw this big-eyed girl in the village, and I was like, wow. And the minute I took my eyes off the road, riding this bike, I went straight into the trench. And since that day, I said, I am never going to be distracted ever again. Well, of course, I couldn't hold it back. I've been distracted quite a few times thereafter. But what I'm saying to you guys politically, do not be distracted. There's a bigger picture in all of this. And there are times when someone may come and flirt with you. Hello, hello. You know, the hands might not be empty as mine. They might have a couple millions and they're flirting and they're getting your attention. And you're like, oh my gosh, right, Joy Phillips? Oh my gosh, it's a distraction, guys. There's a bigger picture in all of this. And the bigger picture is what? The country, right? The people. That's the bigger picture. But oftentimes, some of you allow yourselves to be brainwashed, allow yourselves to be fooled by individuals who don't have your best interest at heart. And it's time when you guys go to bed tonight, right, Shelley Douglas? Whoever sleeps in a bed, on the couch, on the ground, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whoever does that, as long as you go to bed tonight, say a prayer for Guyana. We have got to go back on track. We are derailed as a people. We no longer think how, for the most part, how we ought to be thinking, which is progress, which is to develop the country the right way, which is to put right people in different places. Honorable men and women. Not dishonorable people, not because out of desperation, you run here, you run there, you grab this body, you like this body, oh, this body, yeah. You know, like the Linden people. Sorry, Lindeners. I love you guys, you know that, and you know why. And so I was never once I was distracted in Linden, but let me move on though. And so like the Lindeners, yeah. Now, the frustration is there. And I have seen some people who are willing, just so dry. Oh, they forgive this body. But you ask them, some of them, they hold grudges against some people for a long time, and they're not even willing to forgive those individuals. But suddenly, look. Oh, Father, I don't know what's happening with you guys. I don't know what is happening with you guys. But I got a bit carried away, and I thought I want to listen to you guys. You guys are the people. I wish we had a call-in segment, a phone number, and these sort of things. But, you know, we got a 1-1 Dotty Bill Dam. We don't smuggle gold, and so we can't be rich in that sense. We're spiritually rich. We don't smuggle anything. We don't evade taxes. And so what we have is just a small operation. And so one of these days, we'll be able to get a call-in segment. Sorry about the shades. I didn't really mean to. How are you guys doing again? Let me see what you guys want to talk about this evening. I've said we're not focusing much on GCOM. All if the minute you turn, what is it, your computer on, is bare views out about dotishness, dotish people, people who don't care about all you, people who won't even look in your direction. Couple of years ago, they didn't give a damn about you, but suddenly, you see, people got to wake up. Not everybody that open their arms and say, "Come give me a hug." You got to run and hug them, because that hug might be a hug that could turn your life around in a negative way. And what Guyana needs right now is positive vibes. I repeat, positive vibes, guys. And look, this is not knocking who got hustled. They got hustlers. Every country have hustlers. Even when Jesus Christ in the synagogue, when he chased those money changers out, they were hustlers. They were greedy. And they thought that they were going to be able to go into the synagogue and fool people with little loud mouth and all kind of thing, the chain and the rings and the money and all these things. And they were interfering with the good process. When you have individuals who are interfering with the good process, sometimes if you are spiritually blind, you cannot see that. And when others are telling you, wait a minute, are you really going in the right direction? Is Guyana really going in the right direction? No. That is why you've got to take a step back and try to peep the cards of some individuals who pretend that they love you, who pretend that they care. Like, let me give you all a story. Alnis Village, beautiful village, the best cow dung. If you want the best cow dung, go at Alnis Village. As soon as you drive there, you're smelling it. Early morning, Alnis Village, beautiful village, mind you, not just for cow dung. Beautiful people, the Rosses, the Sings, the Bachans, the Crawfords. Yes, the Crawfords and them. Ryan Crawford, J.R. Crawford. Yeah, they're my friends from way back. We get a little beef, but they're still friends. They're still friends. Because if somebody go to put their hand on J.R., I will stand up and defend him. Forget about that though, right? Isaac Davis, how are you, my friend? I knew I caught you there with Alnis, right? I knew I caught you there with Alnis. And so one day, as I was making the point that on the quarantine, I missed that point with Davis and all of them laughing and Michelle Lampkin. Well, she from Kanji. Hello to the Kanji people. I'll tell you guys a story about Kanji one day when my dad took me to a Obia lady. I was a little boy. And she had some ring, and I had to look in the ring. She threw a little aisle in the ring. I had to look in the ring, and I proper lied that day. I go back and father go to Amsterdam, if you see ice cream cone he got with me. But anyways, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get carried away. I'm only human, mind you, right? And so you've got to be careful. Be careful with people. Be careful, guys. You see, the Bible says, and even the Quran probably, and the Bhagavad Gita, it says the heart is so deceitful. Who shall know it? A man may come around you and say that he likes you and pretend as though he has your best interest at heart. And you're being used and you don't even know that you're being used. Be careful, guys. Be careful. What I'm saying here is not a Christian-like message. It's a political message. Be careful. Be careful. That's all I'm saying, because you can be hurt. And when you're hurt, you're bruised. And when you're bruised, you not only bruise yourself or your community, you bruise an entire nation. You bruise an entire generation. Why you think Guyana is the way it is? Because for 23 years, that's exactly what the PPP did. They bruised that entire nation. They brainwashed an entire nation, young people. We cannot allow that to happen again. Our young people must be attracted to good things. And through the Ben Sharp Foundation, speaking of good things, that is what we offered. We didn't offer people gold ring, gold chain, diamond ring, fancy cars, and these sort of things. We offer them a proper education, how they can build themselves intellectually and otherwise. And that is what we need a nation to. We need to rebuild a country. A country cannot be rebuilt with hustlers. It cannot. It can never be rebuilt with hustlers, because all hustlers want to do is to hustle to look good, make it appear that they're doing something that's good. Be careful, guys. Remember the story. When Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, they were on top of the mountain or something like that, and the devil tried to entice Jesus Christ and say, "Oh, I will give you everything if you worship me." I'm saying all of these to say, do not allow yourselves, guys, to be brainwashed. Not every single thing. I once was in a dance at Kildonan Village on the quarantine, all the way at the waterside side at a community center. And I was dancing away about 3-4 songs, walk away from If You See You Buy on the dance floor. And the light accidentally came on, and the lady that I was dancing with smiled. When she smiled, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. But when she smiled, she had about 4 front teeth missing. Again, the point I'm saying, that's a true story, mind you. What I'm saying, that everything that glitters is gold. Not everything that glitters is gold. Be careful, guys. Be careful. These are trying times. Men and women may pretend that they love you. They may pretend that they're on your side, politically speaking, that is. Therefore, you've got to be careful. You got to take 2 steps backward. Observe before you make the next step. Because you may make 3 or 4 steps forward and they're the wrong step. And instead of it taking you forward in life, you're going further backward. And 1 step can be a successful step in life for you and your families. Be careful, guys. Be careful. Guyana is at a stage right now that we need not just political help. It needs spiritual help, prayers throughout the country, because those who aren't meant well for the country are the ones some of you are glorifying. And it shows where our country and the thinking of our people. People worship vanity. Some people, not all. They worship money. And they worship people who dangle it in front of them and dash little crumbs at them. That has never been a nation. It appears as though it's now a nation, get rich and die trying, a 50 cents kind of tune. We've got to remove ourselves from that. We cannot allow ourselves to be bought by individuals who do not have our best interest at heart. And I can say this. I can say this without being fearful that anybody will contradict. Not me, not me. There is not a single individual, whether rich or not so rich, whether they got rich overnight or not, can ever say that they've ever paid me for anything. Not a bribe, not a nothing. As Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman to run for president for a major political party in the United States, Shirley Chisholm, my friend, in her book, Unbought, was it an unbossed? Bring back your dignity, guys. Bring back your dignity. Sometimes $1 million will bring misery into your life than $1 will bring happiness. Right now, I have $1 in my pocket. I'm the happiest man on this program right now with $1. Do not be fooled with the millions. Do not be fooled with those who have billions, because there's always a story behind that. All right, having said that now, Uh, Somebody's talking about their village. That's my village, Mark. I'm following you as always. Westmus Roberts. Which village is that you're talking about? Alnes, Philippi, Kilmarnock. Let me see. Dennis, our friend Dennis Atwell. Dennis Atwell said, Mark, too much old-time story. Let's talk about elections and biometrics. Well, let me say this to you, Dennis. I'm not going to be like some others. This is my show and this. You have a right to say what you want to hear. True. But those people who have to be fighting for biometrics and a clean voters list, you have to direct your message to them. You are an AFC member, right? And I would say go to the AFC headquarters, take Mr. Nigel Yu's hands, take Mr. Patterson's hands, take Cathy Yu's hands, and Ramjatan and others, Beverly Alert, and y'all walk down in front of GCOM and y'all make noise, right? Not only make noise, y'all make noise. Y'all make noise. But oh man, you come on my show, and because I want to steer it in the direction that I am feeling comfortable steering it right now as I'm preaching, and you just want to interrupt the class because all week you talking about biometrics, 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 biometrics. They had a protest today in front of GCOM. How many of your political leaders in Guyana went out there? Not just the AFC or whatever. All those people who fighting up that they want to be politicians, they want to fight for office, they care about Guyana. If they care about Guyana, they will be in front of GCOM. If they care about Guyana, they will be in front of GCOM fighting for a clean voters list. If they care about Guyana, they will be in front of GCOM calling for biometrics. Just as what they were doing, some of them were spending their money. At GCOM in 2020, they were protesting. They walked into GCOM, they paid their money, they paid their goons, all sorts of things. Some of them even threatened to kill Claudette Singh. And Claudette Singh knows exactly who threatened to kill her, right? And Claudette Singh knows exactly what happened and who threatened to kill her. Right? But are we seeing those people who now jump out? They're suddenly reborn. Oh, they care about the people and poor people and all manner. Y'all wake up, people. Wake up. And so back to Dennis Atwell. Dennis Atwell now telling me I must talk, but Mark, and y'all don't know Dennis. I know Dennis, and this is how he sound. Mark, you want to talk about biometrics? All week he tell him about biometrics, biometrics, biometrics. All week. Go to Nigel Hughes and tell him about biometrics. Go to Cathy Hughes and tell her about biometrics. Go to Beverly Alert and tell her about biometrics. And let them all march down in front of GCOM. Let them go in front of GCOM. And y'all stand up and y'all protest. And then I will be encouraged to say, you know what? Tonight's subject is going to be about biometrics. But when nobody cares, no one cares. And this is nothing personal about you, Dennis. Nothing personal about you, my brother. Absolutely nothing. Right? I'm just telling you. I am just telling you. That's all. Look at today. Today in front of GCOM. Guess who? Their usual suspects, including Dennis probably went out there as well. Rhonda Lane and so forth. But you see the political figures them there? You see those who play that they care about Guyana and trying to be philosophical and you see them, they're not there. It's just because they don't care about you, the people. Your interest is not their interest. And some of these people's only agenda is to make themselves look nice as though they care about people. Suddenly, that is what it's about. But look what happened today. I gotta give a shout out to this is not a shout out show, but I gotta say thank you to people like what's her name? Let me see if you guys know this person here. Let me see if you guys know this person here. Rhonda Lane, good night. How many of you guys were out there? How many of you were out there this week, Rhonda Lane? I know you were there every single week, Rhonda. I don't know how much we can thank you. It's people like Rhonda we got to focus on, when the PBP went after, thank you, Dennis Atwell, when the PBP went after Rhonda Lane and they charged her and they persecuted her, I didn't see anybody fighting for Rhonda Lane, you know. I didn't see anybody saying boycott this and boycott that on behalf of Rhonda Lane, who throwing. I don't want to say throw because, you know, in Guyana, the person throwing their belly out there by, right? Rhonda Lane, every single week she is out there. But when Rhonda Lane had to go to court every single day, every week, they get Rhonda Lane up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. Nobody care about Rhonda. Nobody. Y'all focusing in the wrong direction and wrong people. What happened because Rhonda Lane didn't get a little money for some of y'all? Because Rhonda Lane can't buy a car and give some of y'all, or a minibus and give some of y'all, or whatever. Rhonda Lane could do more than that for y'all. That could bring riches to you guys. She can pray and she could stand up in solidarity with you guys in the struggle. And those are the people that we have to respect and salute. And so, Rhonda Lane, take your flowers. Take your flowers, my friend. Take your flowers. Dennis Atwell, well, I ain't giving you flowers, but take your kudos, Dennis. You and I go up the road sometimes, as we are tonight, but go to the AFC and tell them, let them go out there. If the AFC take their members out there, David Hines and all them take their members out there, the PNC take their members out there, and others who are fighting, who claim that they care about Guyana, if all of them go out there, guess what? You will see people in front of GCOM. But instead, we just seeing couple people. Every week, we seeing couple people. And then they come and they want we talk about. Mark, talk about biometrics now? In Dennis Atwell's voice. Mark, talk about biometrics now? What you want me to talk about biometrics, and y'all there right there in Guyana, and thousands of people should have been in front of GCOM. But there we go again. Distraction. Colin Barnwell, your bum's raised. Rest yourself. But Granger. You see, there is where we're losing focus. We're losing. Everybody bumps raised and they're getting emotional. Let me see what Dennis Colin is saying. Let me see what Colin said, Mark, your friend Granger didn't say a word. Your friend Dr. Campbell didn't stop by. Nigel was busy making money. It's, I don't know, so you jump on a plane and go, Colin? Okay, love you. I'll be off the show just now, okay? Yeah. Jump on a plane and go to Guyana. Sorry about that, guys. Jump on a plane and go to Guyana, Colin. This thing is not about talking overseas, you know, Colin. Go to Guyana. If them in Guyana in doing, if Granger in doing, if Campbell in doing, if Nigel in doing, who is doing then? You tell me who is doing. Will you jump on a plane, Colin, and go? Park your car at the airport. We're raising money for you right now. I'm not saying you don't have money. We're raising money for you right now. I am starting off with $20 to get your passage to go to Guyana, Colin. $20 I'm starting off with. $20. But Colin said, oh, you this body don't do this body don't do that, this body don't do this body don't. He might be right. But those who, Colin, don't let your bums raise, buddy, right? Colin might be right. But those who are being paid to do the job aren't doing their job. And those who claim that those who were there before, in doing nothing, in making no sense, that they are going to go in. And as soon as they go in, they're like a bulldozer. This body gotta go, Claudette Singh gotta go, this body gotta go, Sarah gotta go, this body gotta go, that body gotta go, this body gotta go, that body gotta go, right? And we the same way. It's just talk. The only ones who do more than just talking, I got to give MP Bess her flowers. I got to give people like Rhonda Lane and so forth their flowers. Because they're not only just talking. And, you know, Facebook talking is different from reality on the ground. I know about that, you know. I don't like talking on Facebook, you know. I'm an action-oriented guy. And God probably knows why I'm not in Guyana. I am action-oriented. I like action. They would have had to lock me up every single day in front of GCOM because I would have been making noise. I ain't going up in no half hour, walk around, circle it. Let me dim, dum de dum. Let me dim, dum de dum. Let me dim, dum de dum for half hour. 1 day per week for half hour, no man. Every single day, morning, noon, and night. They lock me up, I come out back, protest again. And that's the action they need. That's the sort of action they need. Now, Facebook warriors are doing their job. Don't get me wrong. Facebook warrior and John, they're doing their job. But we need more than Facebook warriors, guys. We need action-oriented. Colin, don't tell me about you from Lodge. Don't tell me you from Lodge and we don't dodge. No cover. Man, I've been through Lodge, and when I tell them banners from Lodge, let me go and shut down Cemetery Road. Let me go in and shut down no Cemetery Road. A man from Lodge take me $1,000. They're playing dominoes. I tell him, let it go and buy some tires and things. Let me spread it across the road, Cemetery Road. The PVP get the place looking like garbage, smelling, and making it unhealthy for little babies, mothers, and so forth, pregnant women. I went in Lodge and I give the playing domino, I give them $1,000. But the same night, Freddie Kisun and I end up getting locked up for 3 nights. That's the same time Freddie cried like a little girl. And Emma, you heard that, right? Right? So don't tell me about Lodge. People don't dodge and Lodge. People don't. Well, look, Colin, rest yourself. Good night to all of you guys. Mind you, I hope you guys know that we're having clean fun here tonight. Clean jabs. Nothing personal. Absolutely nothing personal. So somebody Aliyah says only green. I don't know. You see the distraction. If I know who Aliyah is, I don't know who Aliyah is. Aliyah could be Irfan Ali, you know, in disguise. We don't know who Aliyah is. We don't, but we know Aliyah has an agenda. And the thing is, we gotta try to figure out if Aliyah's agenda is the same with us. We have seen some antics with Aliyah, so we've got to. If Aliyah calls me after this program and tell us who he or she is, then we can understand. Then we can have a good chat. But nobody knows. Any one of y'all know this lady or this man, Aliyah Waldron? Aliyah Waldron. Any one of y'all know Aliyah? Any one of y'all know what side Aliyah depon? Or Aliyah has just come for gaff, distract, and gone he or she way. Right. Good night, Aliyah. But Aliyah is there all over the place, though, you know, zoom. Sometimes you just gotta wonder, though, right? But the people who have to go out and protest and take a stand, we're not seeing that. We are not seeing that. We are not seeing that at all. Those who are there to represent you now, let them represent you. Don't look in the past and say, who not this or who this and who that. You see, that's the problem, because we want to say, sit down now, and it's like we bluffing we way on a domino game. Who this, who didn't do that, who didn't do this, who gotta do that. That's all we do. Every single body got to know this body this, is this body that, this body should take power, this body shouldn't this. All manner of things, guys. All manner of things. June Chase, good night. Tonight is Bumps Raise Night. The operator should have just changed it. Bumps Raise Night, because we are scattered. We're all over the place. Y'all are not focusing on the MPs who are elected now. The leaders, those who are part of the central executive, whether it's the PNC, whether it's the AFC, whatever, where are they? That is what we got to talk about. And we're not asking where are they in, at least I don't. I'm not asking where are they in any harmful way. It's just where are they? Where are they? We need to see them, not only in front of GCOM. You can't just call a press conference and say, Claudette Singh gotta go. Claudette Singh wouldn't go just like that. You can't call a press conference and read from a speech and say you need a clean voters list. You got to fight for that. You got to stand up and fight for what you want. Press conference is not going to do the trick. Changes are not going to come around or come about as a result of press conferences or some occasional press releases. It's not going to happen like that, guys. It is just not going to happen. You think the PPP going to read a press statement and tremble? You know what's going to make the PPP tremble? Thousands of people on the streets. Thousands of people on the streets. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people on the streets. That is just what it's about. And that is what will move. That is what will move. Not only who enjoying their retirement, they get some of their pension. Some of them, they're right, they're enjoying their pay currently, but are they really working for the people? And that is why I'm saying we've got to take a step back and try to understand what is happening to us as a people. We're all over the place. You know, leave them thing up a dodo head like Critic and them guys, and that half a subject Kwame and the other criminals them. Leave it for them. You guys in the audience are way smarter than that. I know some of you. I put my head on the block that some of you are way smarter than that. And we cannot allow ourselves to be brainwashed. Members within our communities to be brainwashed. That is why I'm saying we're all over the place. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. You might as well make a calypso, a song for the Mashramani. Speaking of Mashramani, guys, today is the 11th day of February. Mashramani is usually the 23rd or something like that, right? Y'all hearing anything about Mashramani? Emma, have you heard anything about Mashramani? Are you guys hearing? Is this so-called One Guyana? Are they doing anything about Mashramani? Absolutely not. There's nothing. They don't care. And by the time we use up the energy running for people who don't, and fighting for people who don't care, Mashramani done. Because the PPP doesn't care about Mashramani. Closer to Mash, they're going to go and they're going to pay somebody who doesn't understand the culture. Right? But they just want to promote a little something and make it look as though Mash tent, Mash this, Mash that, to basically send a political message. That is what it's about. That is what they are going to do. They don't care about you guys. All they care about is controlling y'all. They're going to drive through Albaiston and other areas and they're going to give you contracts. And while others going to drive through and take picture in the fancy cars, those are people who don't care about you. I want you guys to understand that. I'm going to say it in Henry Jeffrey's voice. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. They don't. For 23 years, they never care about you. And I think Ann John is correct. Ann John, this is the point Ann John is making. And good night, Ann John. Ann John is saying Vibes Cartel is going to Guyana. Yep. Vibes Cartel is going to go to Guyana. And the PPP will make it a political message. Because that is, it's not just they feel they could brainwash the people with these sort of shows. And they are going to spend your money, just like they get some overnight rich people in Guyana giving back crumbs of your money that should have been paid billions of dollars in taxes. And anyways, so Vibes Cartel is going to go to Guyana. And the objective of the PPP regime and their promoters is not to see what they're under your nose and say, oh, I'm out. Vibes Cartel is going to Guyana for more than just entertainment. They are going to use Vibes Cartel for a political message, But what some of you should be doing is to ensure that you flood Vibes Cartel's page. Him and every time he kiss Sidian, flood his page. Flood his page. And that is how you start the protest. That is how you get a movement going, a struggle going. You don't just wake up a morning and because Newsday says something about somebody and bite that Newsday. It is not now Newsday been saying things about people. But people y'all supposed to really care about and fight for in a struggle. Y'all allow them to swim on their own. Y'all don't fight for them. But suddenly, Newsday this and Newsday that. I peeping y'all, and I know what's going on. That is why I'm saying focus your attention to people who have real love for you. Real love for you. Agape love. Real love. And have your best interest at heart. Lots of your people, lots of your fighters been thrown to the dogs. And many of y'all don't stand up for them. Y'all never stood up as y'all should have for the likes of a Rhonda Lane and so forth and so on. $500,000 Rhonda Lane had to pay. $500,000. And y'all already know Rhonda Lane's voice. Much less when she's under depression and all these sort of things. And her voice changes. I'm not laughing at Rhonda. Y'all know I love Rhonda. Rhonda is, for me, Rhonda is a hero. Why? Because she's honest. She's out there. And she does her thing. That is why anytime any one of y'all go in Guyana, carry a size 12 shoes for Rhonda. Sneakers or something. Is it size 12 Rhonda? Help bless your people out. And that's what you should do. Because you get blessings from honest dollars, honest people, honest, hard-working people. Whether they get $100, whether they get $1 million, they know that it's hard work, hard-earned money, not through any sort of blood and tax evasion and these sort of things. Sorry about that. Hi, Don Graves. How are you doing? Waveney and all of you. Clouds 592. Marcia Jackman. How are you guys? What else we could talk about? The voters list, right? Y'all could talk now till cow come home. The PPP is not going to change for voters list. They're not going to change. They're not going to change for biometrics. And the international community wouldn't help y'all. You know why? Because the first question they ask, and for many years we've met with politicians, whether it's through or officials, whether it's through the State Department, whether it's through senators and congressmen and women and so forth. And the first question they ask, what are the people doing in Guyana? Why aren't they standing up? And that's usually the question. Why aren't they standing up? I remember back in the days in fighting the PPP, we were in front of the United Nations, not just on the ground in Guyana. We were in front of the United Nations fighting. We were in front of the Guyana consulate fighting. We were in Washington, D.C. in front of the State Department and other places fighting. We were in front of the White House protesting and fighting for change and democracy in Guyana. Are we seeing that sort of organized group, organized political group at this point in time? The answer is no. And that is why I'm saying we need to focus our energies in the right direction and for and on the right things and right people. Our politicians in Guyana shouldn't just hop over here for a little party session, $40 for going, a little backyard something and they're gone. We've got to do more. The organizations and the groups that represent whether the PNC, AFC, or whatever need to be doing more in the US, in Canada, in the UK. The question is, are they doing anything? There is no evidence that that is being done. All you get is beer gaff, beer talk, beer bumps raised, and who vex with you, and all manner of things. But when you tell them this, they get upset, they get annoyed. The opposition needs a strong, action-oriented group. They need protest. You don't have biometrics now? There should be protests in front of the relevant agencies. They get their groups who can do that. They get the people who love to fight for them, on a couple of them, mind you, on social media, who are living in the US. Let them go out. Let them advocate. Let them do these sort of things. Let them focus their energy in the right direction. But are we doing that? No, we're not. You have a new administration, and some of them might whisper, oh, the word bench, are we doing things behind the scene? What behind was seen? I'm tired of that behind the scene thing. Behind the scene thing. It's just like you drive around the cathedral, you ask, hey, oh, Tisha, you there behind the fence. You ask them, politician in Guyana, opposition, what y'all doing? Oh, behind the scene. Oh, Tisha, behind the fence. Same thing. It's like, I fed up. Right? Same thing. We got to take a 30 seconds break.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you to try some.
And so every single day and night is this and that and this and that. This got to be done. Yeah. And then when you look in front, GCOM, you don't see anybody. Hardly see. You see Rhonda, and you see Dennis Atwell, and you see a couple other folks. And at least, we're seeing the consistency in this MP. And this is why I like MP best, Not every minute I like everything that she does, but I like her spirit. I just love her spirit. We need more people like MP Best, because you know that they're genuine. You know that they want you. They don't go out there for just take a picture and go on their way. I know the picture taker-outerers. We know the picture taker-outerers. And now is not time for picture taker-outerers, right? So to speak. Now it's time for action. We need protest on the ground. We need protest not only on social media. We need protest in the diaspora. We need protest in Canada. We need protest in the US. And maybe the time has come, instead of those political leaders in the opposition, instead of some of them just basically getting enemies, creating unnecessary enemies here, people who mean well for them, they fight and they create problems and they make them their enemies. I'm not throwing shades at anybody. Sorry that I had to fix my tie when I said they create enemies. And so it's difficult to have an organized group because everybody's helter-skelter. It's like you get 100 sheep, and in the mornings you leave these sheep. If you don't steer them in the right direction, some will go so bear, some will go so sorry bear, some will go so bear, some will go so bear. And nighttime when you're waiting for your sheep them to come back home, only one sheep come back or two sheep. Rhonda, I'm not calling Rhonda sheep. And then it's 12. And then when you look around, you say, what happened to my flock? What has happened to my flock? Oh, Father. I've got to go. And for tonight, I guess that's it for me. I'm gone. I'm gone, guys. The message for tonight is save your energy. Focus your energy in positive areas. Right, Eldon? Right, guys? Focus your energies in positive areas that can not only develop your community, develop your villages, develop your tongues, but develop your country. Do not be fooled. Lots and lots of snakes around. Be mindful of those snakes. And remember, the battle is not against flesh and blood, but it's against principalities and wickedness in high places. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. But tomorrow morning, I gotta go and I gotta watch Apostle Greenidge and his wife, and Maybe you should watch it too. We could all simmer down a little and understand that emotions wouldn't give us the success story that we want. Wisdom. Not just political wisdom, but spiritual wisdom. Apply those ingredients and you'll see the difference. You'll understand what I'm talking about. A man may give you $1 million and you wouldn't have happiness. But a woman may come or a man may come and give you $1 and you'll be the happiest person on earth. Read between the lines. I love you guys, all of you. And tonight my views are my views. I respect your views as well. But stay focused, positive vibes. Don't get carried away by those who don't like you. See you guys later. Good night.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su. My relationship.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up.
Yeah, my name is Jasnity Kaldata Transisi Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by 1 vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
You ready? Box, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Go on the walk, go on the walk, go on the walk, go on the walk, truck, go on the walk.